Back now with the defending world champion Chicago Cubs battling more than just the Washington Nationals in the playoffs. A fan is suing the team after he was hit by a foul ball at Wrigley Field. ABC's TJ Holmes is here with more on that. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning to you, Robin. A ball comes off the bat of a major league player at 90 to 100 plus miles an hour. When that ball goes foul, it gets to the stands within a matter of feet and in a fraction of a second. This fan is suing because it says Major League Baseball is not protecting fans from this potentially deadly danger.
1 minute, 60-year-old Jay Luce was enjoying an August night with family at Wrigley Field, watching his beloved Chicago Cubs. But everything changed with one swing of the bat.
Two is hit hard.
A foul ball hit Luce in his left eye and ricocheted off his face. Luce was rushed to a hospital with serious damage to his left eye. He has had multiple surgeries since the incident, but he's been told it's unlikely he'll regain vision in his injured eye. Now he's suing the Cubs and Major League Baseball, claiming safety netting would have prevented the ball from reaching him.
This is a problem that Major League Baseball has known about for decades. My life and the lives of many fans have been changed forever by Major League Baseball's failure to protect its fans.
According to the lawsuit, both the Cubs and Major League Baseball failed to take steps to protect fans from the risk of serious injury or death posed by baseballs being hit into the stands.
Look out. Oh, my goodness.
Just 3 weeks ago, a little girl was struck by a foul ball at Yankee Stadium. Players from both teams were visibly shaken.
I thought of my kids, you know. I think the netting should be up. I think every stadium should have it.
That incident renewed calls for teams to extend netting at Major League ballparks. About 1,700 fans are injured at ballparks every year.
Now, 10 clubs have already decided on their own to extend the netting. 6 are going to do it next season, including the Cubs, but it's not required by the league. And Strahan, keep this in mind. The NHL put up netting, safety netting back in 2002. Why? Because a 13-year-old girl was hit by a flying puck. The question is, do we have to wait until somebody is killed before something is done?
All right, thank you, TJ. It definitely is dangerous out there. We're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And Dan, what are the chances this lawsuit will be successful?
Not very high. Yeah, there's actually something called the baseball rule, meaning these things have been litigated at length. Keep in mind, as TJ points out, you're dealing with 35 to 40 foul balls a game. Hundreds of people being injured every season. So this has made its way through the courts. And what the baseball rule basically says is, generally you assume the risk by going to a game. It says it right there on the back of your ticket that you're assuming the risk. And as long as they have basic netting in place, meaning, for example, behind home plate, typically the teams are not held responsible.
Now, you mentioned the baseball rule, but this particular guy didn't have a ticket. He went in with somebody who worked for the organization. That's what he says. Yeah. So is there an exception to the baseball rule?
It's a good question, and there have been deemed to be exceptions. There are some cases that have been allowed to go forward. They've typically involved children. But in this case, he's saying, I didn't have a ticket. Someone effectively, it sounds like he's saying someone snuck him into the game. So he shouldn't be bound by what it says on the back of the ticket. You know, still not an easy argument to win, but at least an argument.
And in Major League Baseball, they've recommended teams extend the netting past the dugout. A lot of people worry about visibility of the game. 10 teams, now 6 are going to do it next year. Will that be a factor in the lawsuit?
Yeah,
that the team hasn't done?
They're going to cite it. They're going to say, look, the reason that they're putting in that netting is because they know that it's dangerous out there. And keep in mind, you know, one of the statistics people don't realize, apparently more fans are hit by balls than players at the plate.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that in terms of wild pitches, when you're pitching, less players are hit than fans are by foul balls in the stadium. So look, this is something that they have to balance, which is how much do you want to be able to see, by how much do you want to be protected?
I learned something new. Baseball rule, more fans are hit than
I had to research this too. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary. Appreciate it. Now over to you, Robin. What we have coming up on our big board?
Well, you're going to join us.